Welcome to Catholic Views, where we get to know the faith and those who live it. I'm your host, Renee Kranz. On today's show, we will have Father Mike Wensing back for his second round with us. We talk about some of his time in Rome. He did priest retreats, and it's a very interesting conversation about what he did there, how it was helpful to the priests, and one particular priest who we all know and love was there with Father Mike Wensing, and you will, if you listen, you'll find out who that is.
Ooh.
Yes, it's very, very fascinating. Also, want to say, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and happy first Sunday of Advent. If you're listening on Sunday on the radio, that was very rough, wasn't it, Dr.
That was pretty.
It's very forceful. Happy.
Yes, it was.
All right, let's do some biblical bites with Dr. B first.
So, because it's first of Advent, Happy New Year, Renee.
Yeah, Happy New Liturgical Year.
Yep. So the new church year starts the first Sunday of Advent. So Advent, of course, is the season of preparation for Christmas, and it's a perennial topic. Try to live Advent. Not just skip over it.
Right.
It's hard to do because there's a lot of for most of us, most people, there's a lot of preparing that has to be done for Christmas.
Unfortunately.
Like in a material sense, like the baking and the gift buying and all that sort of thing.
Decorating and
all that sort of thing. But still, to try to, like, at least in our spiritual life, maintain that mode of expectant anticipation, patient expectation, looking forward to celebrating the great feast of Christmas and the season of Christmas.
Yes.
And then one of
After
our perennial
Christmas.
talk. Yeah, not ending with, but after. So just I really want to invite folks who are listening or watching to Advent is a penitential season. So just as during Lent we might give something up and or add something, you might consider doing that.
Yeah.
During
Yeah, there's no
Advent
reason
as
you can't
well.
do it during Advent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's just, I will say
can-
it's really hard to do though.
Can
in
I give up?
Advent.
Can I give up buying presents?
Oh yeah. Let me know how your family feels about that.
Right.
Yeah. Not you listen.
We don't really exchange
Just as your
gifts,
Lenten fast is not supposed to make other people's lives miserable, so too should your Advent practice.
But there is also we don't really buy gifts, so that
there
would
is.
really be that would be not useful.
There we go.
So
So with that in mind, I want to talk a little bit about new church year. We're now in year C in terms of the Sunday reading cycle, which is the gospel from the gospel according to Luke. And then the other readings tie into that thematically. The first 2 weeks of Advent are always looking forward to Jesus' second coming,
right.
not his first coming. So like the gospel today is not about Bethlehem and babies in a manger. It's about there will be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars, and on earth nations will be in dismay, perplexed by the roaring of the sea and the waves. People will die of fright in anticipation of what is coming upon the world, etc., etc., etc. Oh,
kinda
this is
scary.
not. But I want to focus on the first reading,
Okay.
again, which is always connected to the gospel. So this is from Jeremiah. The days are coming, says the Lord, when I will fulfill the promise I made to the house of Israel and Judah. In those days, in that time, I will raise up for David a just shoot. He shall do what is right and just in the land. In those days, Judah shall be safe, and Jerusalem shall dwell secure. That is what they shall call her, the Lord our justice. So the historical context here, Jeremiah is writing at the time when this is a couple centuries after King David, and the Israelites have sort of split. The tribes have split. There's a northern kingdom, 10 tribes in the north, and there's a southern kingdom, 2 tribes in the south, and they don't get along. They've not quite a civil war, but a civil it's
cold civil war.
a parting of ways, right? The northern tribes, the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Israel, as it was called, had already been invaded and deported by the Assyrians. And now Jeremiah is living at a time, so this is around like 600-ish BC, when the Babylonians are the regional power, and they're coming, and they're eventually going to conquer Judea and Jerusalem, and similarly deport many of the Jews into exile in Babylon, the Babylonian exile. So the Davidic kingdom comes to an end with the Babylonian exile.
Okay.
So when he says, I will raise up for David a just shoot, He shall do what is right and just in the land. This is the Lord speaking. It's a reminder that the covenant, the relationship that God established through the Israelites, especially with David, the Davidic covenant, is one in which David's house will remain for all time. His dynasty will always be there. So people are looking around, how can that happen when we're in exile in Babylon? Well, the Lord will keep his promises, and ultimately that will be Jesus Christ.
Yeah, thankfully he keeps his promises.
Yep.
Thanks, Dr. B.
You bet.